Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Jonathan Bam Rivers, representing Team Bam, Believe and Motivate. We're coming to you with another episode of MidWeek Motivation, but we got something special for you today. That's right, we got a special edition of MidWeek Motivation. We're just looking back at all the different messages that we've been able to convey over the past couple of months. We're going to spit them to you again, rapid fire, to make sure you can get a feel of where Team Bam has been and where we're going in the future. But before we start, I don't want you to forget to check out the YouTube channel, Jonathan Rivers, the Facebook page, Jonathan Rivers, Motivational Speaker. Follow us on Twitter at JBamRivers, on Instagram at JBamRivers, and the website, as always, is www.jonathanbamrivers.com. Here it is, the first of its kind, MidWeek Motivation Special Edition. Enjoy. Are you going to participate or are you going to spectate? Yeah, take some time to think about it. Are you going to participate or are you going to spectate? All right, because if you're sitting here and you're trying to answer this question with words, if you're going to sit here and tell me I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, you look in the mirror and say I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, only then you are going to spectate. But if you're going to be about that action, if you're going to step out and move forward in life, if you're going to step into your greatness, if you're going to bust down any door and reject any box that's placed in front of you, then you're about the option of participating. You're not trying to lay back and let things be handed to you. You're trying to go get it. That's how you participate. And to be honest, I'm going to break it down. It's going to be real simple. The one way to know whether or not you're going to participate or you're going to spectate, if you spectate, your words will supersede your actions. But if you participate, your actions will supersede your words. It's that simple. Done in order for you to raise your standard and step your game up. Number one, you need to make your ordinary extraordinary. You need to make your ordinary extraordinary. I got laid off from a position when I was working at the University of Phoenix about April 2015. And the day after I got laid off, I was applying for jobs immediately. And over the next month or so, I applied for over 35 jobs. Sent out over 35 cover letters, over 35 resumes. I hit up over 20 companies. My effort was extraordinary for me to find employment. Now remember, this was before I was able to step into my purpose. I knew I wanted to be a speaker, but I really took the initiative to do it. But at this point, I was blind and trying to get back in employment. Remember, I've got a wife and 4 kids. Everything I did was extraordinary. Then I got hired in the banking industry as a temp with no experience. Zero. And about 2 or 3 months later, I was getting an award, getting a paid day off because of the way I was able to grasp the information that I learned so quickly. Because of the way I carried myself, because of the way I interacted with people, because of the information I was able to learn in a short amount of time. My work ethic was extraordinary. My mindset was extraordinary. The way I walked was extraordinary. So this is what I want to tell you right now. I don't care if you're shaking somebody's hand, make sure that handshake is extraordinary. If you're listening to somebody tell their story, if somebody's going through something, they're trying to confide in you, I want your listening to be extraordinary. I want the way you brush your teeth to be extraordinary. I want everything in your life to be extraordinary. Zach always talks about sleep is for suckers. And he wants you to know that anytime you live your life, and any day that goes by that you're not moving forward into your purpose and you're not working on your dreams, then you're asleep. That's what he wants to talk about. And I appreciate you for that message, bro, because it always continues to keep pushing me and keep motivating me to sow that seed of excellence, sow that seed of hard work, sow that seed of perseverance, and you're going to reap a whole lot more return. All right? So step 2, in order to step into your purpose, you have to quit. Yeah, I know I flipped it on you. I know everybody in life has told you don't quit. Don't ever give up. Don't quit. But I'm here to tell you right now, you got to look at it from the macro level. I mean, from the big picture, not just the micro level. I don't want you looking at it within a vacuum. You got to quit. That's right. You got to quit making excuses. You got to quit complaining about life circumstances. You got to quit complaining about what people have done to you. You gotta quit looking at yourself as a victim instead of a victor. And when I talk about excuses, you know what happens when you make excuses? They are monuments of nothing. They build bridges that lead you nowhere. People who use excuses are incompetent and they're capable of mastering nothing. Nothing. You gotta stop procrastinating. You have to stop putting things off. You have to stop living in that I'll do it tomorrow mentality. Why would you wait to do something tomorrow that can help you step into your greatness? Why don't you do it now? Things do not turn out well for those who procrastinate or wait on things to happen. You gotta be action-oriented. Listen. Scripture tells us that a man is not defiled by what goes inside of his body, but what comes out. Listen to what I'm telling you. A man isn't defiled by what goes into his mouth. He's defiled by what comes out. Like, how much have you been defiling yourself because of the things that you say that are negative? Remember this, negative words lead to negative actions. Negative actions lead to negative results, and negative results leave you where you are in your life. And we know that's not where you want to be. We know that you're destined for greatness. We know you want to move forward, but you have to be able to speak things that are positive. And you have to have quality speech around you that are negative. We talk about the law of attraction all the time. And I've told you this before. Success is not something that you pursue, it's something that you attract. So if you're speaking things that are negative, talking about other people in a negative light, you're only going to get negative results. And remember, you're about the average of the 5 people that you hang around. So if you're hanging around people that are speaking negative things, I urge you right now, I beseech you right now to walk away from those individuals. Tell you, look, I understand who you are. You may be my brother or my sister, and I still love you with all my heart, but I will not stand around and be a part of any negative speech, because it is not going to put me where I need to be in life. It is not going to help me uplift others. Being the champion. Now, I know a lot of times when you hear the word champion, you think about somebody holding up a trophy, somebody with the championship belt around their waist, some type of gold or some type of tangible evidence that they've won something. Now, you can be a champion in that regard, but when I talk about being a real champion, I talk about being an individual that's able to overcome any obstacle, regardless of what it is. I'm talking about is you being able to keep that same positive mindset in the midst of the adversity. It's that individual that's able to be himself or herself, regardless of what other people say. I mean, that's being a champion. Being a champion is being able to put yourself behind others and move forward to bless everybody in this world. Be confident. Scripture says, do not cast away your confidence, or it has great reward. There's a state of emergency in Columbus, Georgia right now. And the reason I say that is because there are too many instances of evil going on right now. There are too many instances of negativity and violence going on right now. Like, you got individuals taking the lives, like shooting to kill people in malls right now, in front of families, in front of children. You got individuals that are dressing up like they work for a company, and they're robbing people at gunpoint, stepping in their homes and putting guns to their head and saying, give it up. Like, you're taking what people have earned right now. You got so many videos on Facebook that are being posted about violence, about fighting, about shooting, about negativity. That's what's being posted. And this is what our children are being exposed to right now. Like, this is what we're exposing our children to at this day and age right here in Columbus. This gotta stop. Listen, Les Brown is one of my favorite motivational speakers. And one thing he said that I'll never forget, I have 4 children. I have 4 children. And when he said it's not about what you leave your kids, it's about what you leave inside of them. So if we're continuing to leave negative things inside of our children, if we're continuing to leave messages of violence inside of our children, if we're continuing to leave messages of doubt and inadequacy inside of our children, what do we think is going to spur from that? What are the seeds going to result in if we continue to do that? So I don't care where you are right now. You need to be a leader and stand up. And see, a lot of people equate being a leader with a title or some type of position. Listen, a leader is not determined by the position you hold in the community. A leader is not determined by the position you hold in your job. A leader isn't determined by the position you hold in your family. Like, a leader isn't determined by whether or not you're a male or a female. A position doesn't define you as a leader, doesn't determine your leadership. Your actions determine your leadership.